Well, guess what? I'm back. It's been a while. It has been a while, or I should say it's been a minute, I guess we should say, since I've done a weather after dark. Yeah, last time I did this was before the Thanksgiving holiday. I've really been off for the last 2 weeks. I was off all of the Thanksgiving week. I only worked a couple days last week. So this week I am back in the fold again. So I don't have any more time off again until, let me look at my phone. I can tell you. My next day off is not until Christmas Day, actually. So I work for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and then I'm off again for another week. But the reason why I have 4 weeks of vacation. That's how much of vacation time I have built up. In addition to that, I have a whole plethora of sick days. I have just all kind of days. When you work for when you work at a particular TV station for a while, you get you build up a bunch of time off, and a lot of times I save it for the end of the year. So I was burning some days last week, and then of course I got my week off there at Christmas. So good to see you, Samantha. Good to see you, Corey. There, yeah, it has been a minute since I've been on here. So if we go back to a few weeks ago and think about Thanksgiving, my parents were here all week. I was off work. And weather was quiet during that time, really. So I really didn't have much to have to worry about weather-wise. Excuse me. So I just chilled at home and did a lot of stuff. Had a great Thanksgiving, very great Thanksgiving. Food was decent. wasn't the best, but it was pretty good. I ate a lot of good food that week though. And then last week I had just some days I needed to burn, so I took them off. And I've been working at my investment property, my house over in Tanglewood. I've been working on flipping it. I've done a lot of painting, and guys, it's coming along great. Coming along really good. We ran into some plumbing issues, so we had to get some plumbers out to fix some things, and of course they had to cut into the sheetrock. So I've been fixing the drywall over the weekend. I've been hanging drywall and building new studs and all kind of things. So yes, I have been busy. In the world of weather, anything going on right now in particular? Not really. We're kind of back into this dull weather pattern, but this is what La Nina does. Okay. This is a very weak La Nina. I don't even know that we're even officially in the La Nina pattern, but it looks to me like we are, and it has looked like that really all fall. But it is a very weak La Nina weather pattern we're in. And when you get into these weak, especially weak El Nino, weak La Nina, they sometimes have a bigger impact on our weather than the stronger ones do. So with that said, you get feast or famine with La Nina patterns a lot of times. A good example of that is the fall season. Look at how we've had nothing but warm, dry weather. September, October, it was looking bleak. And we got to November, wettest November ever here in Wichita Falls. Ever. We're talking about weather records being kept well over 100 years. It was easily the wettest November on record. And like I say, it wasn't even close. So after we got out of November, we've just been kind of quiet and kind of dry, kind of dull. Which I'm not upset about, because whenever the weather gets quiet like this and I have off time, guess what? I get to enjoy my off time. I don't have to worry about, uh, having to worry about bad weather coming in, maybe having to go into the station, or, making sure everybody and everything is where it needs to be, and those kind of things. Of course, I've got two good guys working for me now. So, I have a lot of confidence in both of them. So when I am off, I don't have to worry quite as much about it. So what about you guys? What have you all been up to lately? Anything going on in your world? Anything going on in your life right now? Let's see this week. What do I got going on this week? I'm just, it's just up as early as I don't wake up very early, but I'm getting up about, I guess I wake up around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I go to Tanglewood to work on the house over there, and I'm there till about 1, go home, shower, get here by about 2:30. And then, I'm just super busy. I'm trying to get this house. The first step in the process was just to get the house livable again, and we're almost there. The light is at the end of the tunnel there. I will be doing some specialty work on it some remodeling work on it, on down the road. But, we got some people that are about to be renting it from us here in the next couple of days. I've got to get everything settled. I'm almost there. So I'm excited about that. Oh, Corey, I hate to hear you're nursing a work injury. Hope you're doing all right. I'm trying to think what else going on. I've still got a little Christmas shopping. I'm mostly done, but I've got a little bit. I need to get my sister something. I still have no idea what I'm gonna get her. Um, I haven't gotten my daughter anything yet. I don't know what to get her either. It's been kind of difficult. I can always just give them money or a gift card or something, but I like to give at least a gift. But my daughter is extremely picky and very hard to shop for. I mean, um, growing up Christmas wise, if I think back when I was Christmas, I loved it as a kid. All right. I loved Christmas as a kid because it was, Santa Claus, you got your toys. And oh yeah, by the way, I saw this the other day and I had forgotten all about this. Folks. But when I was a kid, there was a particular toy that I think every probably 10-year-old boy wanted. I was real big into G.I. Joe. And there was a store that was called TG&Y. I don't know if you guys remember TG&Y, but whenever I would go to TG&Y, my mom was big into like sewing and making clothes and stuff. So she'd go there to get her materials that she needed for sewing. And I'd always go to the toy section. Well, lo and behold, always, every time I'd go to the toy section at TG&Y, I would look at this. I don't know if you guys can tell what that is or not. I think you probably can. But that right there is the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. That was on the very tip top of my wish list. I asked Santa for it. I asked my mom for it. I never got it. I understand. It was probably expensive. That back then, $100 was expensive. But it was probably expensive. And it was really big. I think it was 7 feet long. So, where are you going to put something like that anyway? But that was on the top, I think, every kid's wish list, and only a few people ever got it. So, but I was always sad. But anyway, that was the one gift I always wanted that I didn't get. Now, I always got many wonderful gifts from Santa Claus, and from my family, by the way. And everything was always great. But as I got older, I started wanting and needing less. Once you get to be like a teenager, you're obviously not going to want toys. I really didn't golf much back then. Yeah, TG&Y was the best back in the day. That was like the Walmart whenever I was a little kid. So, but anyway, as I got to be a teenager, what was it that I just ran out of things. I never could think of anything that I ever wanted. And it's even worse as an adult. I still don't know. Actually, there's a lot of things as an adult that I need that I'd like to have. But, my mom always asks, what do you want for Christmas? You don't have to get me anything. But, that's what my mom likes to do. She likes to buy gifts. Well, I like to buy gifts too. I'd rather give than I had to receive. So I do enjoy that. But my daughter is very, very difficult to shop for. Very difficult to shop for. Cause and kind of going about whenever I was a teenager, even early adult, I'd get something and I'd like it, but I wouldn't be like super excited about it because it was like, do I really need this? Do I really want it? I've always just thought, Christmas is I always loved the season. I love the trees. I love the, the foods and the colors and all that kind of stuff. But I think that now I kind of view Christmas more of a, kind of got away from its true meaning, and it's kind of gone more towards commercialization and gone more towards what can I get, what can I buy, and that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, it can be fun, but I'm not just a huge fan of Christmas. Now, I just determined as I got an adult, as a kid, that's great. When my kids were little, it was great. But now that they're grown, it's just like, it's just me and my wife and the dogs. And, I just don't get it. Especially this Christmas, I'm just not into it at all. Call me a Scrooge if you want to, but I am just not into Christmas. I mean, it's just been a really weird year. I mean, we didn't have a fall season hardly. The weather was hot all the way through October. Usually you get some cool weather. You start getting into the mood when you get to Halloween and whatnot. This year was hot. And Thanksgiving came so fast, and Christmas will be here so fast. To be honest with you, I'm just ready to get all this over with. Just ready to get through the holidays and through the dark doldrums of January. And I do enjoy weather again as we get into February. From a meteorological standpoint, there's a couple times a year that you just don't like, okay? Especially living in this part of the country. All right. So, of course, the first would be from late June all the way into, late June all the way into, I guess, mid to late August. A horrible time of the year to be a weatherman. Here, sunny, hot every single day. That doesn't surprise me. See, if Santa Claus had brought me, of course, I played with my toys so much as a kid that, that I would have destroyed it. But if I could go back in time and had gotten one of those GI Joe aircraft carriers, I would have left it in the box and I would have put it somewhere safe, and I'd have made myself 49K off of it. But anyway, so meteorologically, summer, and you don't like it because it's just hot and dry, boring every single day. Then outside of a couple of interesting weather events in December, we usually don't have much active weather in December or January. You can get cold, you can get minor winter weather events in average. Now, I'm not saying, the blizzard we had in 2009 was a different story, but usually February is when the weather starts getting interesting again for us, because February is a real volatile month. You can have warm days, you can have cold days, you can have big winter storms, you can have big severe weather events. So you can just there's just a lot of that's when weather patterns start getting active again and interesting again. When we get our biggest ice and winter storms, it's usually in February. Then you get March, April, May, and you start getting active weather again. You get warmer, everything comes back to life, and everything is good again, right? So anyway, I'm not saying I don't like Christmas, because I do like Christmas. I just don't love it. So, my wife and my wife didn't do it. I put up a tree this year. I didn't. My wife asked me not to decorate it though, so I just put up a tree with just lights. So my house is not decorated for the holidays, and it's really depressing, because I think that I'd like it better. It'd get me more in the spirit. If my wife doesn't like Christmas at all, so if my wife liked Christmas more, I would probably like it too. Because it'd be nice to walk into my house and have everything lit up and everything decorated, but we don't have that. So, but anyway, but hey, look behind me. The ladies at the station here did a good job of decorating the studio here. It's nothing, nothing that's crazy, but it's nice to walk in and see some poinsettias over there behind me and some little jingle bell thingies over here and there. That's pretty nice. So, we had our Christmas party on Saturday night, and that was a lot of fun. We had our work Christmas party, and we had it at the new hotel here in downtown. And the food, I guess the hotel catered it. I guess the WK, but it was great. The food was a little cold, but it was the prime. We had prime rib, and that prime rib was fantastic. It was pink in the middle, nice crust on the outside. It was delicious. I loved it. My wife not so much. She said it was too cold, but she was there to drink for the drink, not for the food. I was there for the food, not for the drink. So we played games, and hey, the best gift that I could have possibly have gotten, and this gift wasn't given to me. You had to win it. We had several games to play, and everybody got decent things like this, but right there, that is one of the best things. By the way, you see the paint on my hands? That's from working on the house. That's from painting. That's one of the best things that anybody could have gotten me right there. That's money to me. And I got not one, but two of them. And I already had one from a while back. So I've got $200 worth of McBride's gift cards in my wallet right now. So what I do is here's why I like them so much. It's not just because I like a steak, but it keeps me from having to cook. I just place a to-go order, It may be a burger tonight. It may be pasta tomorrow night, or it may be a steak, or it may be a salad. I got fajitas tonight, and those fajitas were fantastic. So yeah, it was some great stuff. So I really am glad I won those gift cards because I will definitely get into. Sorry to jump in here, just wanted to show. So what do you mean, Weatherman Cam, by that? I don't know, but anyway. But Cameron, I was telling the people here in Weather After Dark that I've got you. I think you won one of these too here. So I've got $200 worth of these in my pocket now. So I'm excited. Like I say, I use these not just for like a special meal, but I use these throughout the week. It keeps me from having to cook because they have a fantastic hamburger there too. And listen, McBride's gets no money for this. This is not an paid advertisement. I'm just saying, but local businesses are great, and it's good food too. So. Anyway, so we have a Dr. Stephanie Zamora Robles. Robes? I don't know. I can't pronounce her last name, but Robles. Well, Dr. Stephanie Zamora, thank you for joining us here. Thank you for everybody joining us here. Thank you for Weatherman Cam. Weatherman Cam this week, by the way, is he's working for Jaden. Jaden is off this week, and Cameron is doing the morning show. Cameron, starting on Saturday, will also be off on from Saturday. Cameron's off for almost 2 weeks. It's Saturday and then all the way to Christmas Eve, he's off. So he's going to go home and see his family. Both he and Jaden are getting some well-deserved time off this week. And of course, Jaden will be back next week, but they're both getting some well-deserved time off. So Cameron says, just have chicken breasts and veggies. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll eat a chicken breast every once in a while, but if I can have a steak over a chicken breast, you better believe I'm going to have a steak over a chicken breast. And see, my wife only likes white meat. I like dark meat, like a Robles. Okay. Robles. Okay, cool. So anyway, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I got you. So, anyway, I forgot what we were talking. Oh yeah, the thing of chicken. I mean, my wife likes I like chicken thighs, and the wings and that kind of stuff. To me, the dark meat just has more flavor. It has more fat to it. It tastes better. Chicken breast has very little fat in it, and I mean, for a diet, it's all right. But I'm not on a diet. Not right. I'm thinking about going on one after the first of the year. Now, I mean, I look like I put on any weight, but I have probably put on a pound or two. So in places I don't really want to put it on at. So I may go on a little bit of a diet here, maybe after the holidays. I'm not going to start a diet during the holidays. Why would I do that? Because, I mean, I like to eat, right? So when I go to my mom and dad's house around Christmas, I'm going to eat a lot of junk food, I'm sure, because my mom makes all these sweets. So I'm pretty sure I will put on a few more pounds there. So anyway, but like this year, we're going back to ask Christmas gifts as an adult. What do you ask for when somebody asks you what do you want for Christmas? Well, I really don't know. I mean, you could always use the money to get what you want, but I mean, I would rather somebody if you're going to get me something, get me a gift. So, so I told my mom, I sent my mom a couple ideas of what I wanted because I didn't know what else. So, I told her that a nice new pair of cowboy boots would be good. That's the Ariats. I used to have a pair of ostrich skin, not print, but ostrich skin, and my son confiscated those for me, so I don't have them anymore. But I told her that. My son asked me what else I might want, and I put this down: a DeWalt multi-purpose tool. So I thought about that. But what I really want, and my mom says she probably can't do it because it's probably too big for her. But that's what I really want right there. It's one of those big toolboxes like the ones you see at Lowe's. Now, this would be the top piece to it. There's a bottom piece to it as well, but you have to buy it separately. So that's what I really want. But if I'm gonna if you ask me what I want, that's what I want. That's if you don't get it, I'm fine. I don't care. So, but there's some clothes that'll be all right. I like colognes. So, Cameron, I know you want a smoker, but at your apartment, you can't have a true wood burning smoker. I'm afraid you'd get in trouble. I'm afraid it would, you know, yeah. I mean, maybe a pellet smoker, but they're not as good as like a true wood burning one. Maybe a little electric smoker. I bet you could do an electric smoker at your place, and it's not going to be as good as the sticks or the wood, but it still gives it a good flavor. So. All right. Well, it's been a while since we've done weather after dark, and I will try to do these more this week. I'll probably get more consistent again until the holidays, and I'll be inconsistent again. So, all right, guys, I'm got to go get dressed for the newscast, but thank you so much for joining me right here on News Channel 6 for weather after dark. I will see y'all tomorrow night. In the meantime, have a great night. I hope you sleep well and have a good Tuesday.